Are you being clear on what your priority is as an actor, right? And if not, are you stuck in a to-do list? So sometimes I'll often hear actors, and especially beginning of the year, you might be really wanting and willing to work a lot or be successful. And then you're thinking of all the things you need to do in order to get there. And you can get caught up because there's so much that you can do as an actor, right? So you can do the headshots and renew your reel and get a new agent and connect with casting directors and take a camera class and a scene class and a this class and a that class. There's so much to do. Drop-offs, workshops. Every workshop out there will grab your attention, like a self-tape class, all of those things. And so when you do that a lot, you may feel like in the beginning of the year, you might be killing a lot of things on your to-do list. But by the middle of the year, or even a third, you may be like, Jesus, this is giving me 0 results. And I'm starting to feel drained out. So you're kind of stuck in a to-do list and there's no satisfaction, right? And so I thought that it was a great opportunity to start this year together looking at that, because beginning of the year is kind of an opportunity to take a fresh new look, to look at what has worked, what hasn't worked in the previous year. And from there, like in a professional way, right, you can assess what's happened and look at the next year and go, okay, so what is important for me? And that step is often what I see actors jump over, is like really connecting with what is important. Because the reason that you're stuck in a to-do list and that you get drained out and burned out, and then sometimes, like, I see a lot of actors be desperate and they quit, their passion because it's not working, and they feel so tired and overwhelmed that you end up kind of walking away from what you really love. But it's not really because there is that much to do. It's because you're taking the whole situation upside down. So the way that I like to talk about it to the clients we work with, the actors we work with, is there's a hierarchy between be, do, and have. And if your goal for this year is to have a lot of work, or if your goal is to be successful, to get successful, you're going to end up having an enormous list of things to do, and they're not really going through the present moment and through your fulfillment and your satisfaction. They're trying to aim at a result, at an outcome in the future. And so you skip yourself. So it's really important to regroup beginning of the year and to actually sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is important to me? Because when you pay attention to the be, do, have hierarchy, which is, first I'm going to take care of my being, of what satisfies me, of what makes me feel good, of what makes me feel me, what makes me feel 100% free and purposeful, like whole and complete. Then if you're showing up whole and complete to all of the things that an actor can do in order to move the needle, you are showing up very differently. When you're doing your headshots, but you haven't taken care of the priority, which is you, for you to be open, for you to be capable to be 100% present like you are, not to try to be a better actor or an improved actor or a more confident actor or a more skilled actor, but just you as a human being, able to feel everything you feel, able to have an open heart, able to be truthful. I can't speak today. If you have that down, then the way you show up for your headshot session or a new scene on your reel or a casting or an agent meeting or whatever it is that you show up for will be very, very, very dramatically different for you, because you'll feel fulfilled because you're being you. So there's nothing more fulfilling than actually being you. Then the result of the action that you're taking, again, whether it's a headshot, a meeting, a casting, a tape, because you are fully there. If you're not fully there when you're taking that headshot, I really cannot speak today, headshot session, when you're filming, when you're casting, when you're taping, when you're doing a meeting, if you're not really there, the way you show up for those dues is not going to work. So you can run around town doing a million things to reach that goal. If you are not being 100% you, none of those actions that you're taking are going to feel fulfilling to you. None of them are going to lead to someone noticing you and going, wow, this person was, different or special. I really felt them. I really saw them. I really connected with them because you were there, because you were present. You were free. You were truthful. If you're not 100% free, present, truthful, people cannot see you. They cannot connect with you. They cannot relate, because if you're not 100% there, what's going to be there is a mask, a pretend, a fake, something that's not you, something that's trying to please, right? So be is your priority. What you're selling is you, your capacity to be fully alive in your unique way, like only you can do. It doesn't mean you need to fit. It doesn't mean you need to behave like others. It doesn't mean you need to have a certain personality. Not at all. It means whatever you've got going on, you're perfect. Don't try to change it. But can you be with that fully? If you can be with that, it's fulfilling for you because you're aligned. You're being you. You're being truthful. So you're fulfilled. Then people are seeing you so they can connect. The audience can be moved. The casting director can see you and notice you. And therefore, the third result, which is the outcome, you are impacting your audience in the story because you're really there for the character. You're not pretending, you're not faking, you're not tricking, you're not pushing. You're really there. So there's an impact, right? So that's how you get, right? So we're reversing the logic of, if you're moving into the year just thinking, I want to get more work, I want to get successful, you're starting from the bottom, which is the outcome. And if you're starting from the outcome, you'll end up having a huge to-do list that you have to loop around and go crazy and do a lot of meetings and a lot of tapes and a lot of this and a lot of that. And none of it will work, or it will work only at a very small percentage of what's possible and the potential for you, because you will not have prioritized being you, fully you, 100% present, open, there, free in the moment, right? So if you reverse that and you put your energy on you, which is the raw material you have to sell in your acting career, right? You being you being different, you being free, you being truthful, you being your soulful self. When you do that, when you take all the time to be you, inevitably when you show up to do the actions that an actor does, casting, meeting, reading for a part, filming, doing a headshot session, doing another scene for your reel, whatever it is that you're showing up for, you're showing up 100%. In comparison, if you're showing up 20%, what are those actions going to feel like for you? It's going to feel forced. You're going to be drained. People are not going to see you. It's going to be frustrating. They're not going to book you. They're not going to remember you. They're not going to connect with you. You're not going to touch anyone. So it's a spiral that doesn't get you the results you want. So that formula of be, do, have, where you're not showing up fully, you're trying to aim for the have the result, have the success, but you skip the being and the doing. If you reverse that and you prioritize you, the raw material, you being free, you being purposeful in the moment, in your heart, in your soul, in your gut, whole and complete, the do is inevitable. You show up with everything that anyone is looking for in the industry. And therefore you get the results you have, right? So it's a little bit like, let's take an analogy. If I'm going to try and build a house and I don't have the structure for the house, but I really want to have a house quickly, and I'm just going to put some bricks and do all the stuff that we're supposed to do to build a house, and take cement and put bricks and just build it up, go up to have to get to the roof and have the house finished. And I don't spend time on the inner structure of the house, on where the forces are being, pushed against each other, on the logic of the architecture, my house will crumble. Might be built fast, but there'll be a storm and it'll collapse. There'll be, whatever, like erosion from weather, and it will get ruined really fast. So it's the same thing for you. You have to consider that you are the core of everything you do as an actor or as an artist for that reason. So if you're not going to prioritize working on your capacity, not to get better, not to improve, not to learn more methods and more tricks and more techniques, but your capacity to actually be away from all of the techniques and away from all of the methods and the recipes, and really just be the raw, instinctive, free you, the truthful you. If you're not going to spend any time on that, you have nothing to sell. You have nothing to do the actions with. And you can't expect to have and get the results and reach the goals you want without the basic ingredient being down, right? So if that makes sense, let us know. You can DM us and say you want to know more. We can send you some information on the work we do. The way we approach this in our work is to make sure that we move through everything that is preventing you from being you, which we call resistance and conditioning, your programming, and we make sure that we reboost and we remuscle and awaken your instinct so that the real you, the one you were when you were a child, can emerge again, can wake up, can take the space, and can help you show up. Right? So that's the work we do. We prioritize you, not the techniques, not what you have to do, not all the rules on how to do a self-tape, or not all the techniques or methods on how to act a scene or learn text. None of that. We actually do none of that, because all of that can only be influenced by how you show up. You show up a fraction of yourself, none of those actions will work. You show up a full version of yourself, all of those actions will unfold into some results. All right, you guys, looking forward to connecting with you and continuing to exchange with this community of actors that you guys are, who are wanting to be free, wanting to be instinctive, and show up fully. All right, thank you. Bye.